The moment Samuel Brooks stopped walking, the world decided it was done with him. Wheels replaced footsteps, silence replaced respect, and the woman who once promised forever looked at him like a mistake she was desperate to erase. Loss didn't arrive all at once. It crept in slowly, disguised as sympathy, pity, and finally disgust. And in that quiet collapse of everything he loved, Samuel learned a truth few ever survive long enough to understand. When life crushes you to the ground, it reveals exactly who was only standing beside you for the view. Before we go any further, if this is your first time listening to one of our stories, take a moment to subscribe. These stories exist for people who've been overlooked, underestimated, or left behind. Your support helps us keep telling them. Now let's begin. Samuel Brooks believed in work the way some men believe in prayer. For 20 years, he gave everything to the factory floor. Dawn found him there. Night released him. Steel rang like a drum beat through his bones. Grease stained his hands, and exhaustion lived in his muscles, but he never complained. Every extra shift, every dollar he didn't spend, went quietly into savings. Not for luxury, not for status, for security, for dignity, for his wife Karen, so she would never have to fear tomorrow. Neighbors joked about how little he spent. Some called him obsessive. Others called him dull. Karen sometimes smiled at those jokes, sometimes looked away. Samuel noticed everything, but he never demanded praise. He believed love was proven in consistency, not applause. Then came the rain-soaked night that split his life in two. Headlights blurred, tires screamed, metal collapsed, and when Samuel woke beneath hospital lights that buzzed like insects, he knew something fundamental had changed. His legs didn't answer him anymore. He begged them to move. They stayed silent. The doctor's voice was gentle but final. Wheelchair, permanent. At first, Samuel told himself strength was still possible. Different, but possible. But the world changed faster than he could adjust. His job let him go under the cold word, downsizing. Bills climbed, friends drifted, and the home he had built with love grew sharp with tension. Karen's patience thinned, day by day. She spoke less, sighed more. She avoided his eyes. The man who once carried groceries, fixed leaks, and wrapped her in steady arms, now sat lower in her gaze. Trapped in a chair, she never learned to see past. When he reached for her hand one night, she pulled away. She said this wasn't the life she signed up for. The words cut deeper than the accident ever did. Months passed. Plates shattered. Apologies piled up. Karen stayed out later. Her clothes changed. Her laughter disappeared from their house and showed up somewhere else. Samuel heard neighbors whisper. He heard the silence grow heavier. Then one evening, he wheeled into the living room and found Karen packing. She didn't cry. She didn't shout. She simply said she couldn't waste her life anymore. A man named Daniel waited by the door, polished and confident, wearing the kind of smile meant to impress people who didn't know him well. Karen left without looking back. The door closed, and Samuel was alone. What no one knew was what Samuel had never spoken out loud. Over decades of sacrifice, he had quietly saved nearly $100 million. Not invested in flashy ways, not shown to anyone. He never thought money made a man. He thought discipline did. Karen left, believing she had abandoned a broken man with nothing. She never imagined she had walked away from the strongest foundation she would ever know. Grief hollowed the house, but something else lived beneath it. Resolve. Every morning before the sun rose, Samuel sat at the edge of his bed and reminded himself that worth does not vanish when mobility does. He returned to the basics: breathing, planning, learning, Years in the factory had taught him inefficiencies, systems, quiet failures others ignored. He saw what could be fixed. From a small desk in his living room, he started Brooks Industrial Services. No announcements, no grand reveal, just precision. He hired carefully, paid on time, delivered reliability. Clients noticed. Word spread. The man in the wheelchair ran operations better than executives who never touched a machine. Therapy consumed the other half of his life. Painful, humiliating, relentless. He celebrated seconds of progress. 10 seconds standing. A millimeter of movement. He logged effort the way others logged profit. Inch by inch, his body remembered him. Contracts expanded. Offices grew. Employees respected him, not out of pity, but trust. The company carried his name, not because he needed recognition, but because he stood behind every promise made under it. Years passed. Samuel stood longer, walked short distances, then longer ones. No announcements, no celebrations, just quiet progress. While Samuel rebuilt himself brick by brick, Karen chased illusions. Daniel's charm thinned. His promises cracked. The lifestyle she thought she'd escaped into collapsed under debt and deception. One day, he was gone. Just a note. Just abandonment. The same emptiness she once left behind. Then one afternoon, in the middle of the city, Karen saw Samuel again. Walking. Steady. Powerful. Surrounded by people who waited for his word. His company logo shone behind him. His presence commanded respect, without demanding it. She crossed the street with tears already falling. She tried to speak, to explain, to apologize. Samuel listened long enough to confirm what he already knew. He owed her nothing. He didn't humiliate her. He didn't rage. He simply passed by, carrying the weight of everything he had survived, without needing to prove a single thing. That night, Samuel stood in his office, looking out at the city lights. The wheelchair rested in the corner, a reminder, not a wound. He understood something most never do. Pain didn't destroy him. Betrayal didn't end him. Silence didn't bury him. They refined him. Some people love you for who you are when life is easy. Others stand with you when life takes everything away. Those are the ones who matter. Samuel learned that storms don't show weakness. They reveal loyalty. If this story moved you, if you've ever been underestimated or left behind, remember this. Your lowest moment is not the end of your story. It's the part that proves how powerful your rise will be. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep believing. Sometimes the strongest comeback happens when no one is watching.